Watch this. I just want to go sit next to her. I don't know if I'm allowed up there. Can I really sit there?
You did have a misspell on it.
Just make sure you abstain.
Yeah.
Back to more fun.
I know.
Why?
My wife, did you watch the whole thing?
Oh, she's gonna watch again?
She watched the whole thing.
Oh, hey, Eric.
She was just noticed that you're sitting there.
I'm good. How are you? Good to see you too.
All right, meeting order. Public meeting statement pursuant to the requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act. Adequate notice of this meeting have been published on the Burlington County Times and the Courier Post on the 18th day of January 2026, and the Pine Barrens Tribune on the 16th day of January 2026. Additionally posted on the official bulletin board of the Township of Pemberton on the 12th day of January 2026. Those wishing to be notified of changes to the scheduled meetings are notified via email or regular mail. Stand to the pledge of allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Here.
Mr. DeCharlois?
Here.
Mr. Doyle?
Here.
Mr. Ward will be absent this evening. Mr. Harper?
Here. All right, closed session resolution 184-2026, authorizing council going to closed session. Oh, I'm jumping the gun. The mayor has a few presentations. Mayor, please. You have the microphone for you up there.
Good evening, everybody. I do have a few presentations tonight. Mr. Jonathan, please. Mr. Jonathan, where are you from?
I know
You own that's right. So, I'm going to read the certificate of excellence. Can Kenny get money about this? You said show up?
I just said show.
He's in trouble again. For more than 169 years, Joseph J. White Inc. has been a trusted cornerstone of the community, demonstrating integrity, reliability, and a continued dedication to excellence in the blueberry and cranberry industry. Your contributions to Browns Mills and the surrounding area are deeply appreciated and celebrated. If you haven't read the history on this farm, you really should. It's real interesting, and it goes back a long, long way.
57.
1857.
First harvest, commercial harvest. So cranberries there before that.
So what the council would like to present you with a Lifetime Achievement Award, and it says presented to Joseph J. White Inc. over 169 years of history and legacy in Pemberton Township. Where history is harvested, established 1857. Congratulations. Dr. Holly, you join me up here? Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
You're welcome, ma'am. Is that better? Is that better?
Yes. Thank you.
Jayla, please join us. So it's not every day You mean an individual like Jayla Presley. So this young lady got her associate's degree before she got her high school diploma. So let me read this. Certificate of Excellence awarded to Jayla Presley. Pemberton Township proudly congratulates Jayla on an incredible achievement, earning her associate's degree from Rowan College at Burlington County before even graduating from high school. This remarkable accomplishment reflects Jayla's hard work, determination, and commitment to academic excellence. Balancing college coursework while completing high school is no small feat, and her success serves as an inspiration to students throughout our community. We are proud to celebrate this milestone and look forward to all the great things Jayla will accomplish in the future. Congratulations on this outstanding achievement, Jayla, and best wishes as you continue your educational journey. Signed by myself and Council Department. Stay up there, you want to say a few words?
Thank you all for being here today, and yeah, thank you. I don't really know what to say other than, it's challenging, but, I just dedicated, good family support, and it's good to show others that you can accomplish anything that you put your mind to. Thank you.
Laura, come on up. So Mark Williams is my next door neighbor. He's very loud and obnoxious. He's always tinkering with something in the backyard. Small engines, lawnmowers, everything. He'll take a lawnmower out of somebody's garbage, fix it, and ride away with it. He's just amazing with what he does with this stuff, and that's the reason why he's getting this tonight. Not because he's my neighbor. Maybe we should. No, anyway. Certificate of Excellence award to Mark Williams. Pemberton Township proudly congratulates Mark on earning this incredible opportunity after winning the New Jersey State Skills USA competition in power equipment technology. This outstanding achievement is a testament to Mark's hard work, dedication, and exceptional talent. We are honored to see one of our own representing Pemberton Township and Pemberton Township High School on the national stage. Congratulations, Mark. The entire Pemberton Township community is cheering you on and wishing you the very best as you compete at the national level. This is the first time that we ever won this, right? First time Pemberton Township High School. Congratulations. You've already been working on engines.
Yeah, I had to work on my truck today.
There you go. Congratulations. Proud mama back there?
Yes.
And we have a few other students we want to recognize. They couldn't be here tonight, so I'll read their names, and Dr. Holly will accept on their behalf.
Your name's right there. You do?
Ian Mascara, Mason Vickers, and Tristan Carpenter. Pemberton Township proudly congratulates these three individuals on earning. And Ashley Mullins. Pemberton Township congratulates these individuals on earning this incredible opportunity after coming in second place in the New Jersey State Skills USA competition. This outstanding achievement is a testament of hard work, dedication, and exceptional talent. And they were in it for television production. We are honored to see one of our own, or four of our own, representing Pemberton Township and Pemberton Township High School on the national stage. Congratulations. The entire Pemberton Township community is cheering you on and wishing you the very best as you compete at the national level.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of Pemberton Township High School, I just like to say, oftentimes in our community, we have a gym in our high school. We're working very hard to push our students to challenge themselves and to reach beyond what they can even imagine. The students you have here tonight have done just that. Oftentimes we have families, we have some schools that we're in competition with. I'm just honest, so I'm just gonna put it out there, right? Some people look into going to BCIT for technical programs, but we have Mark right here who's #1 in the state. He's coming right from Pemberton Township High School. We have 4 students in our TV production program that play second in the state. They're coming from Pemberton Township High School. They didn't have to go anywhere else for those opportunities. We have those opportunities available to everyone in the community. So we thank you for your partnership. We're going to continue to strive to do great things while we're at PTHS, and we just thank you for your support. And I'll present these at our board meeting tomorrow night for our TV production students. So thank you.
And we have one more. Michaela, Justine.
Good evening, Mayor, council members, and members of the community. Tonight, I have the privilege of recognizing an exceptional young woman, Michaela Freeman, as the inaugural recipient of the Roots and Wings Scholarship. While the scholarship check is being finalized, I wanted to present Michaela with this certificate tonight in recognition of this incredible accomplishment. After leading a Girl Scout troop for the past 13 years, I really wanted to create a scholarship that recognized an accomplishment that isn't always celebrated. Young people who generally take pride in giving back to their community and who continue to live by the values that Girl Scouts teaches: courage, confidence, character, service, and leadership. There are many scholarships that recognize academic achievements and grade point average, and those are certainly important. But I believe that a person's character is just as worthy, if not more, recognition. I wanted to honor a young woman from our community whose kindness, integrity, service, and leadership truly set her apart. In today's world, it is becoming less common for teenagers to remain in Girl Scouts through high school. That is why I am especially proud to say that all 11 members of my troop are graduating seniors this year. That speaks volumes about their dedication, the support of their families, and lifelong impact of the Girl Scout program. The Roots and Wings Scholarship is especially meaningful because it wasn't funded by one person. It was built by the community that has supported these girls every step of the way. The scholarship began with a personal donation from me, but it quickly became something much bigger. It became a community effort. I am so grateful to everyone who believed in this idea and chose to invest in these young women. I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to the Chief of Police, John Glass, Mayor Matt Bianchini, Pemberton Township Engineer Jennifer Harris. She's also a former Girl Scout. The Browns Mills Improvement Association, Ricardo's Pizzeria, K&B Bagels, Sharonda Gray, who is a teacher at the Early Childhood Center, and she owns Shawshaw's Catering, and some community members, Tracy Lee Taylor, Thomas Besselman, and Barbara Roberts. Your generosity is more than a donation. It is an investment in the future of a remarkable young woman and a reflection of what makes our community so special. This scholarship is proof that when a community invests in its youth, these young people grow into adults who invest right back in their community. Thank you for believing in these girls, for believing in this scholarship, and for helping us give them strong roots to keep them grounded and strong wings to help them soar. Thank you.
The Roots and Wings Scholarship presented to Michaela Freeman in recognition of your leadership, service, compassion, and commitment to making a difference in our community. Your roots are the values you planted, your wings are the dreams you're brave, and your wings are the dreams you're brave enough to chase. And the scholarship award is $1,900. Congratulations. Well deserved.
I would like to thank you all for helping support my future, and I would like to tell you a little bit about me. I'm going to RCBC, and I'm going for my major in biology, but I'm hoping to do the 3-in-1 in biology, and that's going to save me a little bit of money, but this is going to help me buy my books and everything I need for college. Thank you.
I had the opportunity to review the packages that were submitted. We have some amazing kids in this township, I tell you what. But thank you for your time. We'll take you back off to council.
Thank you, Mayor. All right, now back to closed session. We have some issues that need to be discussed in closed session. I'll entertain a motion to go into closed session.
Motion to close session.
Second.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Solomon?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Hart?
Yes. I will be back as quickly as possible.
That's the same as Alex.
All right, sorry for delaying all this meeting back to order. No formal action will be taken to close session. Next, we're moving on to public comments. Council's intention is to preserve the level of respect, courtesy, and civility required to successfully conduct public business. In this regard, the council should be addressed during public participation as a collective body and not individual members. In order to respect the speaker's time, council members will not engage in dialogue or debate with the speaker. However, council members should feel free to ask the speaker a question or questions once recognized by the council president for the purpose of clarification. Council members can offer comments on the speaker's remarks once the speaker has concluded his or her comments in their allotted 5-minute time frame. All right. Anybody interested?
Good evening, Mayor, members of Town Council, everyone here in attendance, and everyone watching on YouTube. My name is Marty Greckwenger, and I'm the proud president of the Browns Mills Improvement Association. As we celebrate more than a century of service to Browns Mills, I am honored to represent the oldest civic organization in our township. Tonight, I'd like to talk about something that has been on many people's minds. Many of us recently learned that Mount Holly has canceled its Independence Day celebration due to safety and security concerns. Other communities throughout our region have also faced challenges with public events, some experiencing disturbances, some ending events early, and others canceling them altogether. When I heard that news, it didn't make me think about what other communities are doing wrong. It made me appreciate what we have here in Pemberton Township. In just a few short days, our community will gather for our parade and the water carnival. Families will line the streets, boats will fill the lake. Friends and neighbors will come together to celebrate traditions that have been part of our community for generations. Those events do not happen by accident. They happen because of good governance. They happen because this Township Council supports community events. They happen because our Recreation Department works tirelessly behind the scenes. They happen because our police department, fire department, EMS, volunteers, civic organizations, and residents are all working together to make them successful. The recent cancellations around our region should serve as a reminder that all community events are something that we should never take for granted. They require planning, they require volunteers, they require public safety personnel, they require all of us to do our part. And I would especially like to make a request to parents. Many of the incidents that have disrupted events through our region have involved unsupervised, unruly youth. That is disappointing because the actions of a few individuals can take away opportunities from an entire community. As parents, grandparents, guardians, and neighbors, we all share a responsibility to know where our kids are, who they are with, and what they are doing. Community events are meant to create memories, build friendships, strengthen community pride. They are not a place for destructive behavior, fighting, vandalism, or disrespect. The overwhelming majority of our young people are wonderful, respectful kids, but all it takes is a small number of bad decisions to ruin an event for thousands of people. So I encourage parents to stay involved, stay present, to help ensure that young people attend these events, understand what is expected of them. I also encourage all of us to look out for one another. Good communities thrive when neighbors care about neighbors. If you see something concerning, say something. And if someone needs help, offer it. Let's continue working together to keep our events safe, welcoming, and family friendly. It takes a village, and I just happen to love ours the most. Let's show everyone what Pemberton Township is all about. And if anyone from neighboring communities is looking for a place to celebrate, we'd love to welcome you here. Come enjoy a parade, come enjoy our water carnival, come experience what happens when a community comes together with pride, respect, and a shared commitment to one another. On behalf of the BMIA, I would also like to invite everyone to our Luncheon of Excellence on Sunday, June 28th, which is the day after the Water Carnival at 2 p.m. This will serve as our final membership meeting before our summer break. During the luncheon, we will recognize graduates from preschool, 8th grade, and high school and present donations to 10 local nonprofit organizations that have made a positive impact in our community. I would also like to remind everyone that the deadline to submit graduate information is June 20th. If you are a BMI member in good standing with dues paid in full and have a child or grandchild graduating from preschool, 8th grade, or high school, please text me at 609-388-1305 so we can include them in the celebration. I am pleased to report that the BMIA continues to grow. Our membership is increasing, our volunteer base is expanding, and our ability to give back to the community is stronger than ever. We look forward to continuing that work in partnership with the township leadership, local organizations, and the residents we serve. Before I conclude, I would also like to recognize our police department for the outstanding work they have been doing during the paving project and road closures on South Lake Shore Drive. As a resident of South Lake Shore Drive, I have seen firsthand the challenges involving managing traffic, assisting residents, and maintaining safety during this project. The officers have been professional, patient, and responsive throughout the process, even when situations have been frustrating for the residents. I would also like to thank Officer Laura Gould for her kindness, professionalism, and willingness to help. She represents the very best of public service, and I wanted to acknowledge her publicly tonight. So thank you to our police department, recreation department, township staff, volunteers, and everyone who worked so hard to make Pemberton Township a place we can call home, a perfect place we can call home. And have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, Marty.
Good evening, Joe Fallon, 32 Clubhouse Road. A couple of questions. Talking about our upcoming trash renewal contract. And I was wondering, do we know why we only received one bid the last time out? Did they give us a reason why? Yeah. And how many bid requests were sent out? And did anyone do a follow-up with these companies to ask why they weren't interested in bidding on our business? And I'm asking the questions because in my previous profession, I spent a lot of time dealing with municipalities in Central Jersey, answering bid requests and proposals. And so some of those things, if you get one bid, they would not accept it and would put it out for bid again. So I'm just curious because I know it's coming up in 27. And I see surrounding communities have issues with some of the companies they're dealing with. I do have another question that has nothing to do with trash. And I'm wondering, do we have a formal incentive award program here in the township that employees can submit ideas for cost-saving measures that would benefit the township? I've not heard of one, but maybe there is something going on there where they, in many companies, they do that when someone comes up with an idea of how to do a job better. And they submit that and they get an incentive reward in the form of cash. It just, I don't know. I haven't heard of that program here, but I thought I would ask. And in line with that, I have a question regarding, again, cost-saving measures or ways to do things better. Are we involved with the New Jersey League of Municipalities? And do we have ongoing conversations with their staff regarding issues that we're facing, that other municipalities may have already dealt with and have answers that may help us in some manner? And the same thing with the Mayor's Conference, New Jersey Conference of Mayors, where they just had their meeting in Atlantic City. Again, resources, I don't know if we're calling on them, if we reach out and ask questions, as well as the rest of the professionals on our staff. I'm sure they all belong to associations. We can't be unique in the challenges that we're facing here with budgets. I mean, I can read in the Tribune, you can see the surrounding municipalities are dealing with many of the same issues. Which brings me to my other question. Do we have any formal ongoing communications with the surrounding municipalities about the problems that we're facing and that they're facing? Do we have any kind of formal communication going on, asking about, hey, how are you guys solving this particular problem, or what are you doing about this? I ask because in many cases we have gotten siloed in our thinking, and we kind of keep it here and not reach out beyond our own boundaries here. And I think there are answers outside the township that may or may not relate to the problems we're facing. And that's the end of my comments tonight. Thank you.
Okay, Joe, I know as far as the New Jersey League of Municipalities, I've attended several meetings. Many of our professionals go to the different seminars that they have in regards to their specialty here and stuff. And I don't know if we actually reached out, other than going to seminars and stuff like that, if we've actually reached out to them at other times, except for maybe looking for professionals from time to time. As far as talking to other towns, I know we've reached out to do some shared service things with other towns to try to save some money and utilize our equipment and stuff.
I'm sorry, do we have a formal ongoing kind of conversation, or is it an ad hoc kind of thing?
I'd have to say it's very informal. We've really just kind of gotten into it with this administration, the new mayor and stuff.
Right.
And the new BA. But yes, we just scratched the surface on that. As far as the cost savings incentive program, I don't know if the mayor's got something or the BA's got something he's working on.
Man,
Yes, please.
we don't, but we need to take a note, and we're gonna look into doing something like that.
Joe, as far as the trash goes, that was the first thing you asked about. Danny, weren't you here when that happened, you and Josh? I believe they were the only bidder, right?
I think on purpose. The prior business administrator wanted to go into trash business, and the contract was up, and he's the one that claimed that we only got one bid, and nobody else wanted to bid it because his heart was in going into trash business.
At the time,
Conflict of interest.
he was pushing for us to purchase trash trucks, which was an astronomical purchase.
And we basically fought him on it, but there was only one bid. And he was in charge of everything. We got stuck with these people who I think they do a pretty decent job. You know, the thing that, I think it averages $11 a week to pick up people's trash, which is nothing. But what kills us is the tipping fees. Because the trash can't go out of the county, it has to go to Pemberton County landfill. And every year, we get our eyes ripped out with the fees. You know, so it's nothing to pick up the trash, it's getting rid of it. And you can't take it out of the county. And I'm pretty confident that when it goes out to bid this year, we'll probably have 5 or 6 people bid it. Because I think, I can't prove it, but I think it was a sweet deal 3 years ago.
It was very curious to me, and I'm sure the public, that the price went up, and we had half the service, basically.
A lot of it was the tipping fees, but the real problem is, I think it was a 4-year contract. And when he figured out the yearly billing, he should have went from the 4th year and billed it. He did it the 1st year and he never raised it. So if he would have went from the last year, what the final bill was, he would have picked up money the first 3 years, the 4th year you would broke even. He did it the 1st year of the contract, never raised it, and it was all over with, I think, we were $300,000 on the whole quarter. But it was his fault, because he didn't do it.
Okay, thank you, that answers why we only had one bid.
Thank you, Joe.
How's everybody doing tonight? Alex Costa, Route 70, Brownsville, New Jersey. All right, 186, 2026. How much will the contract extension be? 187, 2026. How much will the contract be for the double-sided erase recycling bins? And how many are being purchased and where will they be placed in? 189, 2026. I'm very glad that you guys are finally taking care of our public workers. It's been, from my understanding, a very long time since they have last seen a contract with a pay raise. So I'm very glad that we're finally taking that step to get them up to snuff for 2026. 191, 2026. I'm also very happy to see this is on here. Quick question, have we ordered the lights for Bear Lake Dam yet? And when is the earliest that we can start seeing construction on getting the new railings, the lights, and the other fixings that are supposed to happen for that? 193, 2026. How much will the shared service agreement be, and how long will this agreement be for? 194, 2026. How much will the contract be for Mr. Enright? And 197, 2026. Are we just giving, is this going to be like a floating holiday type deal where we give employees the day off for Juneteenth, or they can choose to use that holiday at a different time? New business, number 2 for the fire department. Are we just replacing old gear, or are we adding 5 new turnout gears for the new people that we're going to be bringing on? Number 12, how much is the bill list? I just have a few questions. Have we been negotiating still with Mr. Ellie and about the EMS building? I just want to know if we're still dealing with Mr. Ellie. Is there any new information on Sycamore Hall as well? And I also wanted to just say, Ms. Rosemary, thank you for you and Public Works for taking care of the pothole. It was a huge pothole, and thank you guys for getting it taken care of. That was on Eldridge Street. We also are only 10 days away from the water carnival, so please, if you don't follow the recreation page on Facebook, please go on there, because they have all the maps and the pictures of the road closures for the parade. where would you recommend parking? At Sycamore Hall before they close the road off, or where would you recommend parking? And I know at the last meeting you had said that we were going to get speakers, or we were in the works of getting quotes. Do we know if we have gotten any quotes for speakers for the back of the room? And that's it for, I'll be back for the budget portion.
Mayor, you were jumping at the bit. You want to take care of which ones you want to take care of?
The one about parking for the party, right?
Yes.
So there'll be buses shutting people from the parking lot of the school, where the parade's starting from. So you can park there and they'll shuttle you down.
Okay. And it'll be the same deal for the event later on at 5 o'clock?
That's for the water carnival.
So what about the
parking for the parade?
The parade?
First come, first serve, wherever you get. Park in my house and walk around.
Well, take my mom and that question.
All right.
Alex, I just spoke with the chief on this, the 5 sets of PPE. That's for all of our new volunteers.
Is this all the things that they'll need, or?
This is the turnout gear that they're going to need. They each need 2 sets of turnout gear for the 2 new ones. That will be 4 sets. The 5th set is for one volunteer who needs a second set. He only has one. And then my question would be, not a question, the statement would be, this turnout gear is for volunteers to run the fire, not only running the fire, to come out of it safely, so that when the next time comes, they can do it again.
Oh, absolutely, I
If
agree.
it were double this, I would still be this.
Is this custom gear, or is this all just one size fit all? It's all one size fit all? No, it's all
Absolutely
custom.
not. Yes.
Okay.
Could you imagine me and him running around in the same coat?
Well.
You gotta make it the size so they can best operate. As far as 186, Alex, the new contract will be $172,844.
And this will be for
That's
a
a 3% increase. It's 1-year extension on the contract that they already have. The next one is $7,241, so and some change. There were 4 receptacles that we're going to be replacing old ones around different parts of the town. That would be different bus stops. There'll be one by the door. I'm not sure where all 4 of them are.
Are they the ones where you step on it and the thing opens?
Not by the design I saw, just so you don't be raining on the side. 9, we'll discuss that one later on. 91, what was your question on that one? Did we buy the lights yet?
Yeah, did we buy the lights yet?
Yeah, we didn't. It's just went out to bid, this contract with Signal. This is to award the engineer to oversee the project.
Have you gotten any bids yet?
Nah, they have until, I don't know what the deadline is, probably in another week or 2. It's usually like 14 days, so. I know there was one bid package that's been picked up, I'm not sure if it's one more. 93, shared services. It's not anything that we're gonna make money or cost us money. It's for a sewer project that we'll discuss later on.
194, how much is the contract?
I don't have that right in front of me. It's, I think, around 89,000.
How much?
I think around 89,000 for the time.
Okay.
To that. 97, that is on there. 189 for some reason doesn't pass tonight. Allow them to have their holiday while we negotiate that contract.
And what about
We got new business too. Bill list is 511,000 and change. And always, EA and I are having a meeting on council tomorrow, the Ellis, so we'll see what happens with that. Nothing on Sycamore Hall, I just asked that question when we came out of closed session. Okay, I think that answers all your questions. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I have a note to add on the bill list, and this actually goes back to his with the solid waste removal. The total of our solid waste costs in this bill cycle are almost $230,000, which is about 40% of the total bill. So the solid waste is a big chunk of our expenses.
Thank you, Charles. Yes, one more, Alex. Sunshine's going to answer your question about the speakers.
Oh.
Amy and I met yesterday with BIS, who is the system we use. They went through everything to make sure everything was working well, and he provided some suggestions about getting speakers in the back of the room. So we are looking into that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good evening, everybody in general. My name is Samantha Phillips. I got a few questions in here. My question number one, in the new business, is the presidential 4th of July parade. I was told in the meeting the other night, now this meeting, PL Civic Association, they send their permit for the 4th of July parade and presidential late in April. What happened? The permit went to China and got stuck there and just came back. I want to know what is going on right now, please. The sad part is with us. We go in here the parade, we cannot even feed the people. It's sad. And I blame this room. You got a permit in April. What took you so long? Today is June 16. July 4th is coming soon, okay? Okay, my next thing, I leave it there. My next thing is this, what happened with the Port Pack. They are coming from China also. Port Packs are not on the road yet. The other night I was walking, Residential Lake, they got a game for another towns or whatever. The kids playing baseball there. Looking for polo parks. Guess what? We are in the boondocks, just in the trees. Please, every single town I go, everybody got polo park year around. Not only in the summer. We are human beings. We go to the bathroom 24/7, people. So wake up. Okay. I guess here the second report is nothing on it. Okay. My point is when I want to make it in reference to the parade, the presidential day for the July parade. That day is nothing is going on in this town, except ours. We want to allow 2 to 3 hours for our town. Can the police spare those 3 hours? We are our taxpayer. Fire department can spare their time also. In the sad part where I want to tell everybody, please, you got family, volunteer in the fire department. I was a firefighter myself. Unfortunately, I cannot continue for my health, okay? Please, notify everybody. We got 27,000 residents in this place. You try to tell me that nobody can be a volunteer firefighter? It's safe. Okay, I want to know about the budget, the doctor or whatever. And I also want to know in here, Resolution 193, 2026. What are we sharing services with Mount Holly right now? Please answer me that, because to my knowledge, I know what's coming down. I attend the commissioner's meeting. Mount Holly want to bring their warehouses around there, guess what? gotta get water somewhere, they never even get it from us. I had a water service that came to my house today, service my water softer tank. I know for the fact, I know there's plenty people here in PL, our water is down, okay? And right now, we wanna yet share more things in the septic system. You know what Mount Holly wanted? I leave it this way. The reason Mount Holly wanted you people give it the okay for lousy pennies or no pennies, because they wanna build there across the street. And the only way they can offer is the Mount Holly, but now we're going to share. Please don't. Thank you.
Ms. Phillips, thank you. Lots of answers to your question, Ms. Phillips. The parade, I don't know when the permit got here, but, you know, I don't think we've ever not approved.
Council President, I got an answer for you.
Okay, go ahead.
It wasn't submitted in April, it was submitted May 28th. May 28th, somebody answered this question the other day, so I know that. It has to be reviewed by the police department, the fire department, which they both departments are supporting the parade, if it gets approved by council, and then DPW. He didn't make it on the agenda for our last council meeting, that's why it's getting presented tonight.
As far as porta potties, I guess, Roe, you're gonna look into that tomorrow. I thought they were supposed to be out there by Memorial Day. And then 193, as we said earlier, that resolution is a shared service with Mount Holly Sewer Authority for the warehouses. We'll see what happens when that comes up tonight. Thank you.
Birmingham. I only have a couple questions. 187/2026. And we talked about these water recycling things. I was thinking it was just like through events or something. If you could just give us more clarification on that, that would be great. 189/2026. I heard you mention that had something to do with the pay. And pay raises that, what we just said, long past due. I'm hoping that you guys compare whatever pay that's being given to what is on the government pay scale. Because today's day, things are just costing so much money and expenses are so high. We want to make sure that we don't give raises outside of what we can actually afford with our taxes going up and everything else. Number 192/2026. I'm wondering what they're assessing. And I wanted to point out that, like 193/2026, if you look at it, it talks about property along Route 20. I'm assuming that's 206. And also, under the ordinances, 19-2026, it talks about Wren Road in the corner of Lynette Road. But when I put these roads into Google, there's a Wren Street that comes up in Browns Mills, and Lynette Road doesn't come up at all. So when I kind of look to see what areas these ordinances are affecting, I'm just curious why I can't even find this location. Alex had asked about the PMS building with Mr. Ellie. I know I've been going to all the planning board meetings, and there's really some really fantastic ideas they're talking about doing right there for the center triangle for Browns Mills. I don't picture a laundromat in the middle of that. So I would just like to say that I don't think that's a good place for a laundromat. And I introduction. There's a lot of talk here having to do with rental properties. The one that is being voted on tonight, I figured you're gonna have a speaking for that. But there's another one that talks about, short-term rentals. I'd like to know if there's a way I can see that ordinance, or if you guys can shine some light on it, because I do have great concerns, because there's actual property in Birmingham that I went to a meeting and they were talking about a rental property in Birmingham. They just word these things as rental properties, but I think they should be distinguished between rental properties for residential and rental properties for business. And I don't think it's being separated properly like the way it is. So before you guys vote on creating an ordinance having to do with rental properties, I think it should be separated. This is the guidelines for rentals on businesses and rentals on residential. And I don't think the two of them should be combined and mixed up together. But those are my questions and my statements.
All right, Patty, 187, they're double-sided outdoor trash receptacles for waste and recycling. There's four of them they're buying in place location in town. Near bus stops, like I said, I know one's like Aurora. I think one's probably gonna be for the new shopping center, one's that each further reconstruction. And I'm not sure where the other two are. I think they are. 189 is the collective bargaining agreement with GWU. We'll be discussing a little bit later tonight. 192.
192 is the DEP doing the remediation and all the inspection work and at the defunct gas station, the little triangle in Pemberton.
Okay, the old gas.
That
Across
has
from
a,
the Wawa.
that has a very, very long list of.
Pemberton Borough, we call it Pemberton Borough Wawa.
It has a long history of violations and it needed some serious cleanup.
193 again. We'll be discussing that tonight. Ordinance 19, second reading, we'll have public comment on that. Ordinance 22 is the first reading, and if we approve on the first reading, then sometime in a week or so, it'll be available for you to get.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Knock them out, champ.
Hello. Paulie Wenger, president of the Pemberton Township Historic Trust. Going to be very quick. A couple events coming up that I think are important to highlight for everyone. Really quick one is on Saturday at the train station. We're going to be having a speaking series with a historian from Woodland Township named Will Durkin, who's going to be doing a history of the taverns and inns in Chatsworth. Our history of Pemberton Township and Woodland Township are pretty well connected, so this should be a good opportunity to learn some history. It's a free event at the train station next to the Wawa. The other one, and it was nice to see Joe here today, is that the first day of the White Spog Blueberry Festival is this Friday from 5 to 8 p.m. I think it would be great if everyone in our town can go and support White Spog there. It's their big fundraiser, and heaven knows any historic organization could use a couple extra dollars. So make sure to go visit, buy stuff from their general store, and post on Facebook and all the social medias for that. Otherwise, that's it for me tonight. Don't want to take up too much time. Just happy to officially be a resident of Pemberton Township once again. I moved in last week, so thank you, everyone.
Hey, Paulie, what time is actually the speaker going to be at the train station?
It is at 11.
11 o'clock?
Yep.
Now I don't have to keep asking Tom what's going on. Anyone else?
Good evening, everyone. Mike Salko, 92 Street, Pembroke. I know you're going to be talking about Ordinance 18 later today, but I just want to say that we should have fixed a language in 148-7B and C. Even as an attorney, I can't understand it. It's poorly written and probably unenforceable the way it's written. I'll bring up more later when we actually discuss that. When we do the budget, is it going to be presented so we actually see what we're voting on? Or is it going to be one of these things that's you only know about and we can vote on it? Or is it going to be presented on the screen so we can ask questions? Next, it's kind of budget related. I brought it up last time when the proposed budget came out that the whole section for code enforcement was blank. I think I know why. I got the DCA report from 2025 for the UCC fees. So the current budget that's proposed is raising the salary expense from 152K to 277K. But in 2025, we had total revenues of 455,000, salaries of 550,000 spent on salaries for the whole code enforcement. Other expenses of 147,000, total expenditures of 746,000. But what really kills you is that in the beginning of 2025, there was a trust fund of $332,000, and we squandered it down that year that we ended up with only 41,000 left in the trust fund coming into 2026. What kind of budgeting is that? Who ran the code enforcement department in 2025? Oh, and we promoted her to a different position? Okay. That's all I got.
Thank you, Mr. Salt. Anyone else for public comment? You can laugh all you want.
Oh, we are.
You're funny.
300,000 squandered.
And uninformed. Uninformed.
Yeah, you just called me ignorant? Good job, Mayor. Don't forget about Borky.
Let's calm down. Let's calm down.
Good evening, everyone. Robert King, 247 Amherst Avenue, all right, just want to let you know the school year is winding down now, so hopefully all the kids now are thinking about summer things and things to do. And I just also want to give a quick shout out that Troop 145B, the boy troop there, Sean Morris Troop, is doing the scrapping for an Eagle project. So if you have any metal, he has a Facebook page out there, so let's help this young man get his Eagle stuff funded. So, which could be nice to have another one. My troop just got back from a whitewater rafting trip over the Poconos. They had a blast. Now for the schools coming up, today they had the senior picnic. All the middle schools and stuff are having field days this week. On Friday, there's not going to be any school due to Juneteenth. And on Monday, they're having the senior clap out at the Peckek school in the morning. So that's coming up. And then on June 25th will be our graduation, and we already know that one of our seniors got her associate's degree before. So, and these programs are available to all the students. All they have to do is the parents and the kids have to actually just take advantage of them. You know, with our Medical Arts Academy, our Arts Academy, our culinary, we have a lot of great projects and programs in our high schools. So just kids need to take advantage of it. All right, y'all have any questions for me?
This time we do. Go ahead, Charles.
Yeah, I've got a little scrap pile that I can have picked up, but I don't use Facebook. Is there another way that I can contact?
Yeah, I'll get you this number.
Okay.
So.
Were we able to take care of that?
I have called her twice and have not gotten any answer, and I don't feel comfortable just going onto somebody's property without permission.
I understand, I appreciate it, if something you guys can do to help her out, but if she's not gonna answer the phone, I don't know what else to do.
I called twice and left messages both times, so. But we are trying, so I am trying, I'll try calling her one more time.
I'll have to see if there's an email address for us to repeat and get one on LinkedIn.
Okay.
All right? Well, thank you for reaching out and trying to do that. We appreciate your scouts trying to help out the owner.
All right. And I'll get you a number here in a bit.
Eric Allen, 162. I just have a couple of questions in regard to 192. I know that site assessments have been done in the past, and I was just wondering why another one was being done. Do they customarily have to be redone every so often? Because many years ago, I entertained the idea of possibly buying the property, so I reached out to the realtor, and then they sent me a 406-page document that had words that I had no idea what they mean, and I checked them. So I was just wondering, is this something that needs to be done every so often? There's wells there that are being monitored. Is that what this is paying for? Just curious.
192 is, actually, there was a company looking to come in and remediate that property with Brown's Funds money and clean it all up finally and get it back to where we can be able to put a commercial property on.
Yeah, I thought maybe there is an end game for something.
We're hoping this is an end meeting, yes. Okay, thank you, Art. And
Okay, so my name is Michelle Foreman, and my first question is for, well, my first comments are, okay, for Public Works, and as far as the ground crew, looking around Pemberton Township for potholder tools, and you guys are ever so difficult, I have a suggestion, just get somebody, that's their job, they go around and they, document what roads need to be repaired. It's real simple, it's very simple, it's not complicated thing. That's what you do. That's what you have to do. Michelle Foreman says. Comment. The water fountain, Harry said the other day, it costs money to get that water to be full. It's very hot, it's the summertime, I do not see why that water can't be colder, it's like lukewarm practically. I do like ice water, maybe some people like warm water, but could you consider getting that fixed? I don't wanna hear it costs money, because you go yes to a lot of things that cost a lot of money and putting us in the debt. So, I just wanna say, can you consider that? Okay, 2, I have a question for, Rosemary Flannery. Did you ever get it on the agenda yet to, abolish the lien on my home? Yeah, I know you have to wait till I ask all my questions. I mean, however you wanna work it, Rosemary.
Yes, they're creating the resolution so we can discharge the mortgage lien that is against the property.
But it hasn't been on the agenda yet. Because the last few meetings I went to, you said you're gonna take care of it, you got my back, but it's still not here yet. It's been months, it's been actually half a year since you gave me the paperwork on that.
So it was sent over to everybody. I can't discharge the mortgage until a resolution's passed by council, so it has to get on their agenda, but it was sent to everybody.
But what's the holdup? Why is it not on the agenda?
I don't know. It's not my agenda, but I will reach out to the clerk tomorrow.
That's what you said the last few meetings.
Right. And I did forget the last meeting. I'm so sorry.
No, the last few meetings.
many
And I
meetings.
did reach out, I reached out before and asked about the resolution, so.
Because I thought it was the mayor holding me up, but now, to be honest with you, it appears that somebody else is holding me up.
No, nobody's holding you up in a.
It is, because it's been months. since
Right,
you
but if
told
you
me.
remember, you didn't even know about it, that you were gonna be able to get it fully discharged, and I was the one that brought it to your attention, so there's be no reason that I would be holding it up. But I will make sure I follow
I
back
need
up
work
on it
done on
tomorrow.
my house, and I've told everybody here that I need the work done. It's not for me, in my house, because I told you, I have some autism, I'm leaving this house too. It's not just about me. Okay, well, anyway, that's one thing that's disturbing me a little bit. The other thing is that, I would like to say that the Economic and Development Committee meeting, I think they are working very hard, they're working very well together. I really enjoyed the farmer's market the couple times that I went to. Really good, it's great to see some of the, people there. Marty, I think she does all the flyers, which are beautiful, I'm not sure, do you? Did you stumble one?
No, this works.
Okay, and, so there's, but there's two members on there that I've been to 5 meetings, and I have not seen Rosemary or Mr. Mayor Bianchini at any of these 5 meetings, so I'm wondering what's up with that. Are you still members of the Economic and Development Committee meeting, because they were on the list that they were members? I'm just wondering, I want an update on the solar panels, and I just want to know why the solar panels are off the table right now, and is it permanently off the table? I did ask you before, but I didn't get really specific answers. And the other thing is, I just want to know, like, are they going to be cutting more trees down over at the Acme? Because there are people in that neighborhood that lost a great deal of land there when they cut down all those trees. The Pinelands said it was okay. I did go to a Pinelands meeting the other day, and very disturbing, because the county engineer was cursing in the parking lot at the top of his lungs. And speaking about cursing, there's been a lot of talk in the newspapers about people around here cursing. I just want to declare that my father was in the military, and I'm growing up as a child. There were 6 of us, and I never heard my dad ever curse once. I'm just saying that. Never heard my dad ever curse once when I was growing up. I want to know if they're cutting more trees down, and I want to know what other grocery stores they looked at. I don't want a quick answer that they did a lot. I want to know the name of the grocery store and how many grocery stores. If they really give a good faith effort in trying to get this town a grocery store. And the trees are disturbing me. And finally, I just want to say that when I was there the other day, there was one deer looking from the forest, there was left of it, to the parking lot at all the destruction, and he was just looking at it, and if pictures could paint 1,000 words, I wish I had a picture. I just didn't have my camera at the minute. And then I saw deer running through my backyard, and a dead deer on the street. It was a big one, and that was a big deer that I saw. I don't know. They lost the deer and the birds and animals over there, lost their home, and they had no good reason to cut down those trees. I'm very upset about this. Now, thank you for giving me an extra 45 seconds.
Ro, you wanna finish with what you were about to answer, or are you done? Okay.
As far as the trees, Michelle, I know a thing or two about them. I'm sure, first of all, they had to get permission for anything they took down. And we have a tree replenishment program, do we not now, mandated by the state. So whatever was taken down has to be replaced by trees of a particular size, based upon the number of trees they took down and the size of the caliper on the trees they removed. It would dictate how many they have to plant to replace said trees. The bigger the tree, so they take one down that's maybe 24 inches in diameter, and again, I'm just throwing numbers. One replacement tree will not suffice. It may require 2 or 3 depending on what they're planting.
Did you say the last sentence?
The size of the trees that they take down, there's a mandate from the state, which we had to adopt one as well, that they have to replace the trees. If it's a larger tree, replacing it with one may not suffice. It may require 2 or maybe even a third, depending upon how big and how mature the tree was.
Okay, well, we know what the replacement trees did at the warehouse. how terrible those trees look over there. So where do they have to replace the trees? In the Acme parking lot?
Would have to be somewhere,
Property?
somewhere on their lot.
Somewhere on their lot, you're gonna have to plant a lot of trees.
I'm not familiar with what they took down, but again, I know what the replacement statutes say.
A lot, the neighbors lost a lot over there. So, does anybody have an answer to the question, are they gonna cut the rest of the trees down, or any other trees?
I'm not familiar with this.
Anybody know?
I'm not familiar with the site and what their plan is.
Does anybody else know, being that you're the
Yeah,
Pinelands liaison?
I think they're done, I think they've cut everything they need to cut.
You're not sure, you just think?
Yes, I'm not 100%, I'm not there on a daily basis, overseeing the construction, that's not.
Who is overseeing that they're not cutting down too many trees?
Mr. Herbert, if I can.
Sure, go ahead, Jen.
So, Mr. Doyle is correct in indicating that there is a tree replacement ordinance, but there is also a second option, and that's what many of the developers in town have chosen to do, which is instead of replanting trees, they can pay a flat amount per acre. I wanna say it's $700 per acre, something like that. And it goes into a tree replenishment fund for the town. So basically what that developer, and I am not 100% sure, but I believe what this developer chose to do was to pay that amount. So for the total number of acres that they needed to clear for this site, they paid the town $700 per number of acres, and that goes into a fund. So when the town needs to plant trees, they can pull money from that fund to pay for the trees to be planted, rather than the developer replanting directly on their site.
Jen, since you made this statement, I gotta ask, $700 to clear a whole acre? That's it?
That's all we get?
Don't quote me on that.
Okay. That
used-
sounds low.
I threw a number out, I don't,
Okay.
I will look it up for you. probably.
Again, I just.
It's in the ordinance, I just, for some reason, that's what my head said, but it's been a long week for me, so I could be very low.
Yeah, because I know for a fact there was oak trees, huge oak trees, huge black walnut trees, which is very rare, and the wood is very valuable, and they did a lot more damage than $700 before. And even if that's true, the neighbors are devastated, they lost their buffer, now they're gonna see everything. And you can't plant trees and let them grow 100 years worth of growing, how tall these trees grow. Not gonna be that easy. Okay, let's see if there's any other questions.
It was all part of the plan, you know, when they went.
I've been to many meetings, and we've never heard anything about them cutting down trees. Why did they have to?
Michelle, they had
It
to
was
take.
not something they needed to do, they just wanted to do it.
Michelle, they had to take their entire plan, including the lot there, to the planning board, so it was all approved.
So it was the planning board's fault? They cut down the trees, nobody in the township, nobody here said it's okay for you to cut down all these trees?
It was part of the plan.
Who approved the plan? Who voted yes to it? It didn't come back here? Conlon said it was okay.
Yes.
And then I was told that the township had to say okay too.
No, planning board has final say on all that stuff. As far as your potholes, I know we got a crew out there diligently pulling potholes.
Hold on, really going down. I'm right here, I'm trying to hear you.
Okay.
Say it one more
So
time.
we got crew out there diligently pulling potholes, I mean, we can't just have somebody riding around, you know, marking spots, they have other jobs.
Take a nap,
They
and
have-
mark the spots, how hard is that?
They have other jobs to do, they're out there, you know, if they get complaints, they'll go out and address them, you know.
Okay, I disagree, I don't see why, it's a simple thing, you get a map and you mark down the priorities. It's a simple thing.
You do it.
Who said you do it?
I did.
Who said I did?
Yeah.
Me.
You want me to do it? Okay, I will. But
Everybody
this is
calm
my
down.
turn, not yours, you can come up and talk when I'm done though.
Yeah, your time in 3 minutes.
Michelle, please turn around. Please turn around.
Excuse me, you're addressing me, you need to address him, he just was rudely interrupting me. Yeah, but he needs to, the audience needs to back off me when I'm up here talking, because I took my time to come here, and you guys, I'm tired of you guys sitting back and letting the audience disrespect the people up here. I'm not the only one coming up here talking that gets disrespected by you guys or the audience. And I don't mind you telling me to turn around and pay attention, but you need to tell the audience, especially him, not to holler out in the middle of my chair.
Yes, we're trying to quiet it down,
You're not gonna do that though. Okay.
You want it? I did.
Somebody told him to be quiet?
Yes.
When you were turned around
I told
and addressing
everybody
it,
to be
Michelle,
quiet.
Harry took care of it. That's why he stopped speaking. He did it to his request.
Okay, if you say so, I'll listen to the seat, that's really true.
All right, Michelle, we're trying to get through your questions. The solar-
I understand, it's not my fault I was interrupted though. I'm trying to be on a roll here. I have residents that are very upset about certain things, and I wanna go back with answers.
If you let us answer, we're trying to answer. The solar panels, as far as, if somebody comes back in with a proposal for solar panels again at this time, we're busy handling the budget and stuff, so we didn't feel it was worth our time to go forward to go out and get bids and stuff, because that's what we're required to do. We can't just let one person give us a proposal. So for now, it's not happening. Grocery stores, as far as we know, they're diligently out there talking to people. I
They're
don't
still
know.
diligently talking to who?
I don't know. I don't know.
How do you know they're talking to people?
We don't run.
How do you even know they're talking to people?
Well, when we run.
You can't.
All right, Michelle, I can't answer
Okay,
anymore.
I'm just asking you, does anybody know the name of one
Michelle,
other grocery
Michelle.
store that they talk to?
Michelle, it is the developer's obligation to go speak to them.
Right.
I believe we created an ordinance, did we not, that if after so many years, they don't fulfill that obligation, it becomes our ability to fill it if they don't. That's where we stand. So whether they go talk to somebody or whether they don't is completely on them because they
I
are.
was told that they
Now you're
talked to.
interrupting me, I'm trying to help you.
Go ahead.
It is their obligation to fill it. If they don't fulfill their obligation, then we have the right to do it, but we have to wait until the clock runs out to step in and do the job for them.
But I've been told numerous times, because I brought this up at numerous meetings, that they have talked to numerous grocery stores, and I have not heard the name of even one grocery store besides the grocery outlet
Right.
that you guys know of, that they even talked to.
They don't-
And then you voted yes on this.
They have no
without even
obligation.
knowing for sure. They might have an obligation, but I don't.
They
think
have no
for sure
obligation
that
to
they
tell
know.
us who they're speaking to. That's on them. They don't have to report back
So
to
you
us.
guys should vote yes on something, and take their word and believe what they say? We need a grocery store in this town. We don't have time to wait 2 years. We need another grocery store. Now, why isn't Rosemary or Mr. Bianchini at these economic development committee meetings? They're members there. I haven't seen them at 4 or 5 of them. Are they still members or are they not members anymore?
They're not required to be there.
Well, I mean, really.
All right, Michelle, thank you very much for your time.
Okay, Rosemary can't answer. Let her answer. Why do you always try to talk for people?
Michelle, so I am not the director of community development anymore. So
Okay.
Mr. Gerber goes in my place, but I want you to know that I still work behind the scenes to get funding for the Mirror Lake down to Pemberton Commons Lane project. I still, get involved with the farmer's market, trying to make suggestions to the committee. So I am still involved behind the scenes. There's only so much time I have, and when you guys are at those meetings, I'm still in my office working. So it's not like I go home or anything like that.
Okay, well, I do want to address that and let Mr. Gerber know. I think you've been at every single one, 5, I think I went to. So thank you for showing up. Very good to see you there. Okay, thank you.
Seeing none, let's move on to resolutions. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, I missed it. Minutes, part of the consent agenda here. We have minutes, any resolution that anybody wants to fill out?
Yeah, can we pull the 189 and 193, please?
186. 188. 192. And we're gonna discuss 194.
Yeah, that's not on the consent agenda.
approve the resolutions as amended.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Charleroi?
Yes.
Mr. Martin?
Yes, moving right along, 186, I believe that was you, Danny.
Yeah, my comment is, I don't understand why we're giving them an extension for a year. We could have taken that time and put it out for bid. There's a lot of good companies out there that do a lot of good work. I don't know why we gave these guys an extension.
Due to the timing, we only have a month to go till it needs to be renewed, so the administration felt that it was better to extend it to 1 year and then give us a year to look for other opportunities. Other questions on that?
Well, I don't know, I guess, somebody let the finger off the pulse, we should be on top of these things, if it ends up costing the town a lot of money. Like I said, there's a lot more better companies out there than we could go. That's all I got.
3% increase from the original contract.
If we pay for it.
Anybody else have any questions on this? If not, I'll entertain a motion for 186.
Make a motion to approve 186.
I'll second.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Charleroi?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
No.
Mr. Martin?
Yes. 188, I think that was you again, Dane.
Yeah, I have a question.
Mike?
And the only thing that makes me want to question some of these things on here is, I ran into a lady the other day who works for the county board of health. And we were talking, and I said, I'm a councilman in Pemberton Township. Well, it was like pulling a pin on a hanger. She was telling me that the county board of health has ruled many violations in this town, and somehow they can't get through the court, they get thrown out and dismissed. And one of the things that she indicated to me was that the American Legion, who's a 501c, has 2 businesses running out of the picture. And, which isn't legal. For instance, they serve food, dining, the waitresses are going to bars and getting drinks. So there's bringing to the attention of the council. I think it's something we should look into. The number 2 thing she said to me was, I guess we got that free kitchen stuff and put it in a investment center, and they have no record of plan, layout, or anything that it was done. That was the second thing. The other thing I have is, didn't they pass a law where pocket licenses are only good for 2 years now?
Yes, there is a time cap on pocket license.
So we have 5 pocket licenses on here. How long have they had them for renewal?
I don't know, want to speak out of turn, but yesterday, he said they had all turned in all their proper paperwork. There were 2, one that was taken off because they didn't file the proper paperwork. And that's all we're interested in renewing the liquor license for the ABC. The partners restaurants, that the county's issue with health or health.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm bringing up. I said,
But that doesn't have anything to do with the liquor license.
but I'm just telling you, there's violations that we should look into.
But that's nothing to do with the liquor license, that's up to the county board of health for inspecting for restaurants.
Okay, so apparently you don't understand what I'm saying. You can't have a 501c business club and then have people that don't pay taxes doing business out of the same building. if the American Legion hired one of their people to cook food in the kitchen, it would be totally legal. But you got Fat John's running his food truck out of there, plus former Roger. 2 commercial businesses on a 501c license. There's a problem there. And my question was, with the pocket license, I thought they were only good for 2 years. They have to sell them or turn them in.
Correct.
Okay.
And Amy told us they're all up to snuff. One has a short clock on it. I don't know if she mentioned that. So, but as of right now, it needs to be renewed. They did all the proper paperwork on it. And so, I'm looking to try to take the American Legion off because you think they're doing something wrong. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I didn't start the conversation. When she found out I was a councilman, she unloaded on me. And I'm just bringing it to the council. That maybe somebody should look into it, you know, if it's, code enforcer or whatever, I don't know. But I think they're in violation. I don't know what's so funny.
The county board of health handles the restaurant part of it. That's nothing to do with code or the township.
Okay, well, let's do it this way. I'll make a motion to pass everything, but take the Legion off till we, get it straightened out, because it's illegal operation.
Council President, I was there when the Board of Health inspected the Corner Block Grill in the American Legion, and they passed with flying colors.
The kitchen, right?
Yeah.
But what about having a private business in a 501c club?
They're allowed, because Legion doesn't get paid for that. They make no profit. No, Mr. Bell, do you have any input on that?
I don't believe we have any legal authority to stop the non-renewal of a license because of an allegation that they're doing something improper. That would be between them and the taxing entities, including the Division of Taxation or the IRS.
Alright, so with that, looking for a motion on 88, on 26.
Motion to pass resolution 188.
I'll second.
Mr. Charlevoix?
Yes.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Martin?
Yes. 89, discussion on that. Who wants to start? Hurry up, we need that, we want to be done.
Yeah, okay. How much do you want to say about this?
I mean, if you're unsatisfied with the terms that you want to have further discussion, it would be appropriate to have a motion to table it.
But what I'm considering doing is, it's nothing to do with the, financial aspects of the contract itself. There's just a couple other small things that I would like to discuss before approving this. So, if nobody has anything else to say, I'd like to make a motion that we table 189 until the next meeting.
Also, then you got the question on 89?
I think the items that were debated are significant enough that we should really go over directly.
And so is that a second on that motion?
Yes, second, yes.
Alright, so we have a motion and a second to table 189.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. DeCharlevoix?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Martin?
Yes.
18 months without a contract. 18 months without a contract, guys. 18 months.
Alright, so 192, 126. Danny, I think that was your thing. 192, yes. Fiasco property.
Are we going after the owners of the properties for this?
We are not doing anything. The company that came to us and approached us with this deal, they have taking full responsibility for everything financially and all. They already, I believe, got the leads turned over to them, and they're taking care of all the financial part of it, just cleaning it up so we can turn it into something else. I think we're looking at about a 21-month turnaround, I believe.
From what I read in the paperwork, the original owner is no longer in business. So it doesn't even exist anymore.
Yeah, that's correct. There were liens on the property, and this company acquired the liens so that they could take the lead on this, and they've already applied for grounds for money to do it.
They need township permission in order to make the application. Yeah, so
That's all they need from us is our blessing to go.
I can't quite understand this deal, but as long as it has no involvement with the township, it's not gonna cost us anything. I don't have a problem, but I know the tanks are still in the ground there. And they're gonna be opening up a can of worms, and hope they got deep pockets.
And like I said, they've already applied for all the federal funding for doing the cleanup and stuff.
Can't even.
They just need our permission.
The contamination and issues are already cited with the DEP. It is this thing was full of the reports and a whole list of the violations existing. So I'm sure they already know.
Plus the fact the building was falling down, the fascias falling. I just can't imagine somebody spending $200,000-300,000 to bring a site up to these, standards so they can sell it. So, I can't even think it's an acre burning. That's what doesn't make sense with that.
They feel they can make it viable and do something with it, Danny. I mean, it was just 2 weeks ago, you were asking the code to go out and do something about that same problem. We're bringing the solution to you.
I'm just asking questions here, to make sure that it doesn't cost the township expense.
We got our neighbors put it over. All right, so, there's no other questions, looking for a motion?
Motion to approve 192.
Second.
Mr. DeShawn?
Yes.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Martin?
Yes. All right, brings us up to 193, shared service agreement from Mount Holly Municipal Utilities Authority for certain force main improvements associated with the property along Route 206. What they're looking for, they tried to combine 2 different locations together, which is one of the things we don't like.
I don't think we should say much more at this point.
That's about it, we've all read what they're trying to do there, we all know our feelings on it. I'm just looking, for a motion one way or the other. My suggestion we table it until we get further information.
That would be our recommendation as well.
Make a motion to table it.
Second.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. DeShawn?
Yes.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Martin?
Yes. All right. All right, moving on, 26 budget.
The walk-on resolution.
Oh, thank you for reminding me.
No problem.
Sorry, gentlemen, I do have one additional resolution that came in at the last minute. Resolution. Yes. I will entertain a motion to add resolution 199/2026.
Motion to add resolution 199.
Second on that.
I'll second.
Mr. Charlevoix?
Yes.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Hart?
Yes. With that, I'll let Jennifer explain what this resolution is for.
My apologies for adding it last minute. This is just the resolution that allows us to submit the grant application to get funding from the New Jersey DOT for the road programs that we do. So as you know, South Lake Shore Drive phases 3, 4, and 5, the paving was completed, I wanna say yesterday, or the day before. Striping's all done. This is just to allow us to apply for the grant to complete the last section of South Lake Shore that has not been paved, and then to also go for funding for a portion of North Lake Shore that's not included in phase 1 and 2 of the current work that we are working on right now.
All right, thank you, Jennifer. So just we had to beat the deadline to apply for this grant, or we possibly use that one. So we'll just give Jennifer and the administration permission to apply for this grant.
Make a motion to approve 189.
Second.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Dewey?
Yes.
Mr. Charlevoix?
Yes.
Mr. Hart?
Yes. Now we're moving on to the budget public hearing. Exactly, and this is my first time running this rodeo, so are you just gonna give us a little presentation, or are we just gonna answer questions?
I believe it was at the request for it to be uploaded, the presentation. Yep, I'm going to say it as it was last year. At this point, for the public hearing, anybody is allowed to go up and speak.
Okay, so we're gonna open the floor to public comment, questions.
Finger headaches back. All right, just a few questions. The amount to be raised by taxation increased from $16,310,001.57 to $17,007,211.04, an increase of nearly $700,000. What specific expenditures are responsible for this increase, and what cost-saving measures were considered before increasing taxes for residents? That's on sheet 11. The budget includes $2.15 million from the sale of municipal assets. Since these are one-time revenues, how does the administration plan to replace these funds in the future budgets without additional tax increases? That's on sheet 10. And the Browns Mill Shopping Center, we're getting $1,215,925, and the Browns Mill Shopping Center band payoff is $900,000. The trash fees, the budget anticipates $875,554.20 in increased trash user fee revenue. What specifically drove the increase, and what efforts were made to control sanitation costs before passing additional costs on the residents? That's on sheet 10. Healthcare and costs, group insurance for employees increased from $2,290,041.16 to $2,989,000, an increase of nearly $700,000. What factors caused this increase, and what strategies were being considered to manage future healthcare costs? That's on sheet 15A. Liability insurance increased from $1,084,292 to $1,367,716. Is this increase due to the recent claims that the township has had to pay into for litigation and for the insurance? Code enforcement salaries increased from $75,300 to $277,261.54, nearly a 268% increase. What positions are being added or reclassified, and what measurable improvements should residents expect from this investment? That's on sheet 15B. Police salaries increased from $5,444,199 to $5,720,304.22. How much of this increase is attributable to contractual raises, new hires, overtime obligations, and other staff improvements? The fire department salaries increased from $150,000 to $200,000. What operational needs or staffing changes justified the increase? That's on sheet 15. Recreational spending. Recreational salaries increased from $199,796.50 to $273,198.54. What new programs, personnel, or services are being added to justify the increase? That's on sheet 15B. The financial administration salaries increased from $240,540 to $284,670.66. What additional responsibilities or staff and changes account for this increase? That's on sheet 12. Legal services decreased from $275,000 to $175,000. What changed that allowed the township to budget $100,000 less while still meeting legal obligations?
Did you really have to ask that question?
Well,
Okay.
well, it still is. It's a nice savings, $100,000. The budget uses $1.9 million in surplus to balance operations. What is the budget? What is the projected surplus balance at the end of 2026? And does the administration believe that level is sufficient to protect taxpayers from future emergencies or economic downturns? That's on sheet 11. Police and fire retirement system contributions increased from $1,290,779 to $1,600,831.97. What is driving this increase, and what are long-term implications for future budgets? That's on sheet 19. The township is receiving significant grant funding for projects such as the Bicycle Pedestrian Action Plan and North Lakeshore Drive improvements. What additional grant opportunities are being pursued to reduce future tax burdens on residents? That's on sheet 9. And I also saw deep in the back of the budget for future expenditures, we had a water park. Now, I'm not against it entirely for thinking that the township could have a water park, but what I'm against is we're setting aside almost $500,000 for this. Could we go out and get a grant for this? And what's wrong with promoting our beaches and our lakes over a water park? I would personally remove that until either we can get some remarks from the recreation director on if we can get a grant for it, because I personally don't feel that the taxpayer should be responsible for flipping the bill for a water park or splash park or whatever it is for $500,000, and that's it.
I'll go with the last one first.
Sure.
It was a 6-year plan.
6-year plan?
That recreation put out in 2024 for upgrade, and they just threw things out there. It's not budgeted for in this budget, right? It's just something they had, and they're probably gonna revamp that plan. It would still have to become approved by this council, and I don't think we would approve this last part.
Well, for $500,000, we could use that money.
I can't really get any more answers than that because the people who designed that 6-year plan are on the work. Other than that, I don't know what questions Candace, you asked so many, Alex.
I have your sheet so I can remember which questions.
Yeah, hopefully you can read as well.
Well, I printed it.
They're tight, so we're okay. Alright, so as far as the tax levy increase, obviously, yes, we did have an increase. There was a significant decrease in our OE. Every department head really did cut costs in their department to make up for the fact that we have a lot of increases in the budget, and most of which we can't actually have any control over. Some that you actually address in here, health insurance costs being one of them, insurance, we get a bill from our insurance company. Now, liability insurance, I'll address that while we're talking about it. It did go up. I cannot attest to whether or not that's significant to what has gone on in the past, because that is something that they break out amongst the JIF equally outside of town. So everybody did get an increase. That doesn't mean we were the only town that dealt with litigation that attributed to that increase. So I cannot verify that. So yes, there was an increase overall. However, there was a lot of things that we had to cut back on our department budgets to make sure that we can make up for the larger increases in some of the line items. Then we have our reliance on asset sales. A good portion of the asset sales that are coming in from the South Browns Mill Shopping Center is going to pay off the debt for that. The remaining amount, and not the full remaining amount, the remaining amount that we're using in the budget, we're not using the full amount that we sold it for, is going to the town to improve it for more public safety, other improvements that we do have in the budget. So yes, it is a one-time revenue, however, we didn't utilize all of it, and we're hoping that the improvements that we are making with that one-time asset will turn around and give us additional revenues for future budgets. Then we have the trash fee increase. That was an ordinance that was already passed, so it's separated in the budget for the state. So that's where you're seeing, you were referencing the 8785. That's just us telling the state that that's what we are anticipating when that trash increase goes up. So I had to send them the ordinance that was passed. It starts July 1 where it increases again, and then I had to certify that that's what we anticipate bringing in. It just has to be separated for our revenue purpose.
About how much per household you say?
I forget what the ordinance says, but I think it's $1.50 or $2. It's a small increase.
Was that
per
passed in
per
April?
quarter? 24, I think so. Yes. Health insurance cost. Insurance goes up every single year. We were lucky to only get a 2% increase as far as the overall plan, and then it's offset by contributions by the employees. Health insurance is just an increase. There's no, I think, definite factor that's going into that. I think everybody's seeing that. We discussed the liability insurance. As far as code enforcement expansion, I think that has been an expansion that has been trying to happen for several years. We've been trying to get more code enforcement in there. There has been some, so we have a UCC trust, which is what you don't see in the budget. It's a trust, we bring in revenues and it funds the department and its expenses, but there is a portion that it either legally cannot cover, or that it just doesn't financially cover, or else you would have to raise rates in that department. And that is what typically we take out for code enforcement for the salaries and wages in the 08. We have had expansion as far as, the department had needs. I think we left, so I'm not going to speak about them, but there were needs that were outside of that trust budget that we had to put in that area. Police salaries, there was a new contract. We did in fact additionally have new hires. A new contract obviously means, annual raises, which brings up overtime as well. So that's just, I think that was approved back in December of 25. Fire department salaries, to be quite honest, we went back and forth with this. I think that everybody actually, wanted to have a little bit more involved with the fire department, but we're trying to increase it to ensure remaining per diems for the fire department. To my understanding, the volunteers are not coming in like they used to. So
this will allow for like stipends?
Yeah, so we've been trying to increase it a little bit every single year until we can get to the point where we're comfortable. Recreation spending, salary increase, we now have a fully funded, staffed department. Last year, it went from 3 to 2, then we had some departures, and then this year we're back to a recreation director, a lead, and a coordinator, I believe. So it was 3 the last year and a half, it decreased in staffing, so we're back up to that. Finance admin, that's just salary increases are for promotions, annual increases, and I mean, that can all be over requested, but there's no additional staffing being included in that. Legal services, yes, there was a decrease in that. While there is somewhat of an obvious answer, additionally, we did not have a business administrator last year. So because of that, our law firm was handling some items that probably could have been handled in-house without needing to go to our legal team. So that definitely helps with that decrease.
You're saving us money.
Surplus usage for the last few years, we've used the $1.9 million in surplus to balance operations. Every year we try and anticipate at least regenerating 1.9 and hopeful that we get more.
At this point, I can't determine in what we're anticipating, but our goal is to regenerate that $1.9 million to contain, the fiscal responsibility there. Police and fire, increase, that's a pension cost, we get a bill for that. I believe that it's 18 months that they go back for, and basically take, what salaries and wages have been, contributed, and it's then our portion to contribute on those. So, it can go up and down and fluctuate throughout the years, but they determine that and let us know. And then, brand strategy, I don't believe it's mine.
That was just about, was that the last page?
Yeah.
That was about the.
Okay, yep, I think that answers that.
I think she answered all the questions. So, thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good one.
Anyone else?
I have a couple of questions. First, can someone answer 2025 versus 2026? What's the total FTEs, full-time equivalents that were payroll? How much has it gone up? Have we hired more people for 2026 than we had over 2025? What's that difference? Next, why is the UCC section of the budget not filled out? Because you submit the report to the DCA every year. Why are we not showing that, oh, our trust fund went down from 300 some K to 40 some K? And the expenditures that made it go there, why is that not in there? It's supposed to be by law. I will be filing a complaint with DCA so we can look into it.
And why are we increasing payment on capital, on debt bond and capital notes from $335,000 last year to a whole million? We're talking 650 extra K that we're adding taxes to pay bonds. How much are we saving to do that?
That's it. Feel free, yeah.
Evan Palmer, I'm the auditor for the town, so I have a couple of questions to address. One of which is the UCC. So in the state of New Jersey, the UCC fund is either run through the budget or it's run separately in the trust fund. If it's run separately in the trust fund, it would not be in the budget. Because the state does a calculation to see whether or not that the rates that are being charged for uniform construction code are covering the costs. If, this could have been a number of years ago, I haven't seen it happen anytime recently, but the UCC report that you referenced earlier is filed with the state to see if you are either making money or losing money. They don't do it on an individual year basis because some years projects make additional revenue, some years you lose. But if there's many years where you're making more than you should be making, they do reserve the right to move you to a trust fund so that way the revenues you're generating aren't subsidizing the budget. Because then you would be charging residents fees for UCC that if you're making more than you're spending in the general budget, you'd be offsetting taxes. And that's not the point of UCC. UCC should break even. Now, if you end up in a situation where you make more, you can put it in a trust fund, and that's why the item you referenced is not in the budget. So it's actually in a separate fund.
Did your audit show why we lost $1,000 in the trust fund?
So in the UCC, rising costs is one thing. I mean, they still run as if you looked in a general budget, they do have OE costs, they do have, salary increases. There's health benefits that are charged over there, so as they go up, there's an allocation for that. Anyone who's, enrolled in some sort of pension, if the pension bills go up, as you can see what happened with PFRS and what we had in our increase in health insurance, along with general liability, they still run as if, you have an allocation to make sure that you can find out whether or not you are charging the correct amount of rates. That is one of the reasons why there would have been a decrease in the UCC.
So hopefully all these new fees, increased fees will help balance.
Well, I I'm not familiar with what's going on in UCC, but if there is, that's something to review. And then in terms of your reference to the debt service for the increase in the notes payable, that was referenced by the CFO. So in the revenue for the Browns Mills sale, one of the things that the township wanted to do with the funding was to pay off the debt that was associated with it. So with that sale, they utilized those funds to increase the debt service, and let's satisfy that, we don't have to pay interest on that going forward, and remove that from our overall debt balance.